in Taiwan, we found that the fisheries-related debris is a main source of our coastal debris, but we are trying to prove and try to collect more information. So when I see this paper, I feel it's interesting to discuss with you guys. Okay, so here is the abstract. Marine debris from ships has persisted and remains a concern despite international agreements such as MARPOL. We report on an analysis of beach litter based on a data set established by the Marine Conservation Society, MSC Beach Watch Weekends. Debris collected around the UK was divided into three main types of debris: plastic, fishing, and fishing-related plastic and rubber. In this paper, they use correspondence analysis. Correspondence analysis, CA, was used to examine patterns in the occurrence of debris types on a total of 1,023 beaches, and debris attributable to fishing was identified on clusters of beaches, mainly located on the coast of Scotland and along the English Channel. General Linear Model, GLM, identified fishing as the highest explanatory factor when testing for relationships between litter and proximity to fishing ports and grounds. The result adds to the growing body of evidence that the fishing industry is largely responsible for marine debris. Okay, so the objective of this study is to determine the origin of marine debris found on UK beaches, with particular emphasis on the relationship between debris and commercial fishing and shipping. Sorry, I misspelling. I didn't find the map of the 1,023 beaches, but when I checked the MCS website, I found the map of the map here, and here is they do the beach survey every year at September in UK. So I think maybe the location didn't vary much. So I put here for your reference, and so you can see the English Channel is at the bottom, is here, and they just mentioned that the debris most relevant to fishery is at Scotland here and the English Channel here. So so here is the method part. So they use the data set offered by MCS Beach Watch Weekend from 1999 to 2007. So total is around 1,000 UK beaches, and each beach the survey area is at minimum 100 meter long, and they also record some environmental variables such as wind directions, tides, and storm patterns. And they used different beach type like sand, shingle, rock, or combination. And they also record the land use. However, I cannot find the data form or the survey form they used. So I just grabbed this information from this paper. And for the MCS, the Marine Conservation Society, I checked their website, and I think I can share with you. The MCS is the largest beach cleanup groups in UK, and they have long history. You can see the figure below. They start the beach cleanup from 1994. So it's already 25 years, and they have very detailed data for each year. And although the total number of volunteers didn't that much, total is like 10,000. And so the total beach they clean up in 2019 is like 437. And they also check the source of these debris. So about half, like 44% is non-sourced, and 30% is from public. Nearly 15% is from fishing, and also some from the sewage-related debris and shipping, and some other source. So here is the data from visual data from NCS. Okay, back to this paper. So in this paper, they use two analysis tools to determine the data. The first one is correspondence analysis. They use this analysis to identify litter types and beach location. Here I put some description for the correspondence analysis. Basically, correspondence analysis is an extension of principal component analysis. So this analysis is used to test the relationship among qualitative variables. So if you have many variables, you can use principal component analysis or this correspondence analysis to test, and the result of this analysis will provide a visual figure of two-dimension plots, so you can see how the relationship and how the figure can explain your data. Okay. Another analysis tool of this paper is General Linear Model, GLM. They use GLM to test the predictions and to determine the biggest explanatory factor for pollution on British beaches. So this GLM is it's to test the continuous responsible variables, and in this model they can give you a prediction. So it's also a kind of a linear regression model. Okay. So here is how they do the data analysis, the flow of their work. So first they have 1,032 beaches. So they use the number of debris items and categorize into three kinds of beaches: the plastic debris, fishing debris, and fishing related plastic and rubber debris. And I didn't quite understand this step and the next step, but they said in this paper they said they check the type and probable source and regrouped into plastic, fishing, and fishing related plastic and rubber, and do the correspondence analysis. So this is the data they have. Okay. And this is this is figure 2. So in this figure, they find plastic net size 1, plastic net size 2, and the fish box, rubber gloves. They are two distinct groups from the whole data set. And in figure 3, you can see most most data are clustered here, but they are here are two or three distinct groups. One is plastic net. The second one is plastic fish box and plastic bottles from foreign countries, and also plastic rope. So here you can see these are distinct from this cluster of groups. And the third figure of correspondent analysis, here they found that the plastic pieces, size 1 and 2, plastic rope and rubber gloves and plastic fish box, they are three distinct groups. So here is the correspondence analysis they do. And after the correspondence analysis, they do the GLM analysis. They want to test if the plastic marine debris is relevant to the proximity to fishing ports. So here is figure 1. So you can see they are different fishing grounds around the UK. The West Scotland here, and here is the main fishing grounds of UK. But in the English Channel, you can also see here the fish stocks are also great. But when they do the GLM analysis, they find there is no significant relationship between the marine debris and if the location is near to fishing ports. So they can not see significant relationship here. And they also do so here is the fishing, if the location is near the fishing port. And next they do if the debris is relation to the fishing ground, and they find the fish box and fisheries floats, and also the industry packaging crates. These three is significant. They have significant relationship with the fishing area. And they also find this plastic bottle cleaner and plastic pieces size 3. Although these two is not significant, but it's close to significant. It's also they think the plastic bottle cleaner may also come from the fishing boat. It's also from fishing boat instead of from the land. And this is table 2. So here they test the plastic and rubber debris, and they find the net size 2, and also the industry packaging crates and rope, and also plastic pieces size 3 is significant, has significant relationship with the fishing area. And these fishing floats, although this is not significant, but it's close to significant. So in this paper, they found the industry packaging crates are significant in both here and here. And they, in the discussion part, the author mentioned that because on fishing vessels, the fishermen always use the industry packaging crates to categorize their fish and to pack their fish and also other things. So they think from these two analyses, they can see that the fishing related debris is the main source of the debris, marine debris on UK beaches. So do you have any question about the figures and tables here? Okay, so I will go to the discussion part. So in the 4.1, this paper they found that after the correspondence analysis and the GLM analysis, they found fishing industry as a source of marine debris on UK beaches. So they found the fishing activity debris such as the plastic fish box, industrial packaging crates, plastic nets and ropes, and also the cleaner bottles may come from ship. So here I grabbed the map from Marine Traffic website yesterday. So on the Marine Traffic website, you can see if the ship has AIS, like a tracking facility usually equipped on ships, you can see where it goes on this website. And on this website, you can also make different filter, like fishing vessels, cruise vessels, or other vessels. So you can see different type of vessels. So here I only choose the fishing vessel, and you can see at the English channel here is very busy. There are a lot of fishing vessels here, and also at the East Scotland here there are also some fishing vessels here. So they think that since UK has many fishing ports and also some big commercial ports, is a busy place for fishing and shipping. So they can determine that many debris on UK beaches actually comes from these fisheries. The next, the discussion 4.2, they mention of current. So here is UK, and you can see the North Atlantic current goes from south to North Pole. And at here, it's divided at the English Channel here. They divide the current divided into two ways. So here and here. So in this paper, they find in the discussion part, they mention that on the remote islands, they have better explanation that these things actually comes from ships, but at the beaches near cities, it's hard to tell. So because here at the English Channel, there are some islands, there are some channel islands here. So the data from the beach cleanups at the channel islands here, they can see many of them are from the fishery, and it may comes from the current. And they also point out the river mouth, the first or fourth here, because it's a very big river and it's a tidal estuary. So the tide may also influence how the debris traveled on UK coast. So here's the current part. And the final part, they mention of MARPOL, and the author think the enforcement of MARPOL is necessary. So I can brief you how the MARPOL regulates. So the MARPOL is the convention to prevent pollution from ships. And the pollution includes oil spill, marine debris, air pollution, like several kinds of pollution. And Annex 5 especially is from the debris from ships, including plastic debris. And Annex 5 has already taken into force on 2018 March 1st. So the MARPOL applies all ships, including fishing vessels, and until now, there are about 150 countries have signed MARPOL Convention. And in Annex 5, they regulate that vessels above 100 tonnage should have garbage plan, and especially you have to have a garbage record book and categorize different types of garbage you discharged. And for some special garbage, you can throw to the sea if you are at some distance from the land. So from if the vessel is less than 3 nautical miles, or you cannot put anything into the sea. And also, but if the vessel is out of 12 nautical miles to 100 nautical miles, these items below is permitted, like the grounded food waste, cleaning agents and additives in deck, and external surface wash water. These items you can discharge into the sea is allowed, but you have to make record on your record book. And if the vessel is far from 100 nautical miles, then you can also put animal carcass, but you have to split it into small pieces, and you have to also put on the record book. But no matter where the vessels is, the plastic discharge is all prohibited. So here the author mentioned, although the MARPOL has this kind of regulation, but for some vessels, they didn't have the resource and capacity to deal with the garbage. And also the poor states may also lack the resource and the garbage management plan. So even the MARPOL has taken into force, but the enforcement is actually, but the author has still doubt for the enforcement, and even after the MARPOL has taken into force, but the garbage at beach didn't decrease. There are still also garbage from the ship and from the fishing vessel. So the author thinks that the enforcement of MARPOL is necessary and is one of the main method to decrease the marine debris from the ship, especially from the fishing vessels. So here is my presentation. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Yanning.
Thank you very much, Yan.
Hi.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, any questions on the details of paper presented by Yanning?
Hi, this is Boris. Thanks for the presentation. Just have some comments actually on the paper. The presentation itself was very clear, so thank you. The paper, I think, as you mentioned, at one point is not very clear in terms of somehow where the sampling was done. For example, I think total of about 79 beaches, the data from 79 beaches were used compared to the 1,000 beaches that apparently were in the database. Comparing the abstract, the last line of the abstract, which says that the growing body of knowledge, of evidence, that the fishing industry is largely responsible for marine debris. I don't think that's 100% consistent with the paper itself, put it that way. So so it's a bit of a strange conclusion for the abstract to say that, given the number of uncertainties in the data set and in the analysis. For example, it doesn't say whether the sampling was done at the same time of year in all cases. It's also, the sampling apparently was based on macroplastics, not plastics in general, quote unquote. And it doesn't say whether the sampling was done in terms of counting numbers of pieces of plastic or the weight of plastic or both, as the case may be. So I think that is some points that are a bit unclear by the authors of the paper. And also, the paper also mentioned that plastics found on beaches are only a small percentage of plastics in the sea. But then that contradicts what they say in the last line of the abstract, that the growing body of evidence that the fishing industry is largely responsible for marine debris. So the two are not really 100% consistent. In terms of the conclusions or the discussion, I think for many countries, there's going to be a big problem with MARPOL because most of the boats are small, and to monitor small-scale fisheries for plastics is another dimension, another challenge, unlike systems that are available in Europe or in the USA or in larger industrial countries. And particularly if MARPOL says that the flag state or the port state is responsible for the monitoring, well, as we know, many of the large vessels that are registered in countries that sell flags of convenience, many in the Caribbean and Africa, some in Asia. So that is really not a very manageable or realistic expectation. So just a few comments. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Boris. Yening, do you have anything to say about the comments from Boris?
Yeah, thank you, Boris. I also have same feeling with you. Like, actually, the author didn't tell many details in the method part. So although in the abstract, they say it's about 1,000 beaches, but in the data analysis part, it seems only like less than 100 beaches they put into analysis. So it seems the author only take the fishery related beaches into analysis. But for the what about for the rest of the beaches, for the 900 beaches, what is their composition or what kind of debris type? They didn't tell much. And I also not quite clear that in the method part, they mentioned that they are classified, they clustered the beaches like sand, shingle, rock, or combination, and also some land use like tourist resorts, rural, coastal stretches, or nature reserves. But they didn't put these kind of variables into analysis. So yep. I feel very weird. And I I agree that in the abstract seems somewhat contradict to the result of analysis. So from the analysis, I think fisheries related debris is is a source of the debris from on UK's beach, but I think maybe needs more concrete evidence to make conclusion. And for the MARPOL part, yes, many vessels are small and the government didn't have the capacity to monitor. Like in Asia, in Taiwan, most of our fishing vessels are less than 100 tonnage. For 50 tonnage, they are like 10,000 or something. It's so many. So for this kind of small vessels, I really doubt how can they comply with the MARPOL, and also there is also issues like flag of convenience you mentioned. The port state and flag state, they actually lack of the capacity to enforcement and monitor. So that's why people choose those countries to make their flags there. Yeah, I think they are, although we have MARPOL now, but there are still a lot of problems. Yeah, thank you for your comments.
Thank you very much for the very active and nice discussion. I also agree the method part, and the MCS use larger marine debris, larger than 25 millimeters, not microplastics. And their survey is like international coastal cleanup. It's kind of citizens survey. They are not trained. Okay. Any other question or comment from panel, from the floor?
Thank you, Yanning and Mr. Forbes. I agree with you that this paper has some unclear part in method, especially in using only less than 100 beaches in analysis. They did not provide some clear criteria for selecting these beaches in data analysis. But still, we need to explore the source of fishing debris or distribution or composition of fishing debris in marine debris survey, because most of the case, general people or politicians or celebrities usually say that 80% of marine debris comes from land sources, but we feel that significant portion of marine debris come from fishing industries, especially in Korea. We have a very strong fishing industries, and they are generating huge amount of marine debris. So this type of analysis using multivariate statistical analysis tools would be useful in exploring the complex data set to show that how many debris come from fishing industries and how they are related with environmental variables. So this paper has some limitation, but we should digging deeper for exploring the fishery-related debris.
Thank you very much, Jose. Yeah, I also agree with Jose about the fishing-related things. Actually, I feel more and more researchers and people get to know how important of the fishing-related debris in our marine issue in recent years. About the MAPO enforcement, the author's discussion is really detailed on how fishermen are not easily bring back their own garbage and direct fishing gears after the fishing activities. So that has a lot of implications to prevent this source. And any other comments? Jason or Jolene from Singapore?
Oh, thank you.
Hello?
No,
Hello, none from me.
Jolene?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, none from me, thank you.
Okay. Okay, any further questions or comments?
Just one last comment. Looking at the slide on at MAPOL in terms of distance from shore, nautical miles from land. Yeah, exactly. I see things like cleaning agents and additives, and nowadays those have a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, but a number of them have plastic, microplastic additives. So as I said, the paper focuses on macroplastic, which is very important, but we need to look also at the bigger picture of plastics in the ocean, and certainly the fishing industry, the fisheries industry is I think is a major player, but we still have to look at the bigger picture because it's complicated, no? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's very good comment. Actually, for cleaning, people sometimes use microplastic blasting rather than instead of sand blasting for cleaning under part of the boat. Yeah, it could enter directly at the sea. So maybe it will take time to control this part. But anyway, plastic discharges are totally prohibited from all vessels and all areas. But in Korea, we have still a lot of source from small boats, small fishing boats, like Moses said. Yep. Any further things? No more things to say? I think Yanning gave us very clear explanation on this paper and provided additional information to understand better for us. Thank you very much for the nice presentation and preparing Yanning. And if you don't have any further questions or comments, shall we wrap it up?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll see you next month. Our next schedule will be 6th of October. So I will see you next month. And one
Okay,
of my team will choose one paper and share with you guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
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 커피 말이죠.